Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, and I'm joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champs, Chris Nilan and Rick Green. Alexandre Texier, the Canadiens picked him up as a free agent earlier this season. Was a healthy scratch for the second straight game against the Sharks Tuesday night in San Jose. Knuckles, did GM Kent Hughes maybe rush too quickly into signing him to a 2-year, $5 million contract extension after he arrived here?
Well, possibly when you look at it now, you look back at it now, he's scratched 2 games. I've been watching his play. He's got talent, there's no question. But, I'm going to talk about playoff time. Playoff time. Yeah, I think, man, this is a kid that you got to go those tough areas. You got to be able to battle. You got to be able to take a hit to make a play. And I think that's going to be difficult for him when it gets, you look at that playoff series last year they had. I mean, the physicality that comes with that, forget about it. If you're not able to stand up to that, you're not able to be assertive with that part of your game, talent alone isn't going to do it. So, it might have been a little quick on the trigger there, but, we'll see.
Rick, Hughes signed Texier after he had played 25 games. He had 7 goals and 9 assists, 16 points. He had shown he could play with Suzuki and Caulfield if needed on the number 1 line. I'm thinking from Kent Hughes' perspective, he's thinking, here's a guy with top 6 talent that I can get 2 years really cheap, but should he maybe have waited a little bit longer?
Well, yeah, it's hindsight, right? Yeah. I mean, in all fairness to him, he was making things happen, and he had a lot of people talking about his ability to do some good things on that line, and all of a sudden he got a little bit more comfortable and forgot what gave him success, and that's kind of obviously a bad thing because he's not performing the way he was before. And it's a little bit of it was a gamble, but it's what it is, and hopeful that when he does get a chance to jump in there, and he'll be hungry and wanting to stay in the lineup and remember what he did that gave him success before.
Yeah, he did miss a few games before the Olympic break with an injury. I mean, he's dealing with that a little bit also. But, they're still trying to find that guy to play on that number 1 line. Knuckles, Kirby Dach's been there now. Do you think he's the answer to that? Or what do they do moving forward if they can't find anybody else at the trade deadline?
Yeah, I think they're going to stick with that for now. But I don't think you're going to get that guy at the trade deadline. I just don't, without having a mortgage a lot. And I think they're going to have to live with what they have. And Kirby, I think, has done well at times. He had a tough time last night, turning the puck over. I get it. But, the kid's been out so long. He's battled through a lot of mentally, the difficulty of battling through what he had to battle through. And now he's getting that opportunity. He played pretty well since he got back in there. So I'd like to see him get more of a chance here and keep it going, step it up a bit. And, we'll see. But, again, I don't think you're going to get a guy at the trade deadline that's going to, make this huge impact on your team. I just don't.
Well, I was talking with Kirby last week, Knuckles, and I brought you up because I remember you mentioning after you had a knee injury at one point and how in the back of your mind you were sort of hesitant maybe at some times. And I think you took your knee brace off and threw it away and just realized I had to go to that. I mentioned that to Kirby, and he said that, it's just when he was playing, he didn't realize that maybe he was hesitating. And on the ice, you don't think about it. But then when he would watch the replays or the games afterwards, he'd go, yeah, maybe there is sometimes. He says he's gotten over that now, but that's got to be a real tough thing to deal with.
It is. It seems like he has gotten over it, which is good. But, those 2 big knee injuries, to come back from that, like I said, mentally, physically, what a drain on you. And then you come back, you have that hesitancy. You're not sure. Is it going to happen again? He's had terrible luck with injuries. And it took him some time to battle through that and get through that. But God bless him. I hope for him because I really like this kid. I think, a big kid, he can help this team. I just hope he continues on that path of getting better and having input to this team and being assertive on the ice.
Getting back to Texier, Rick, do you think we might see him back with Suzuki and Caulfield at some point? Is that maybe an option?
If they're in a situation where they have some guys that they can put in and take out, obviously, and see where they go with it. And right now, it's very, very critical to get guys performing the best they can perform. And if not, somebody else is going to get the opportunity. So I think there'll be some interesting conversations and watches, if you will, of what certain individuals that are kind of on borderline, whether they're in or they're out, down the stretch here to see who they're going to run with down the last 20 games. And then, they'll decide who goes in, who comes out.
Well, Texier was one of 4 Canadians who went to the Olympics. Obviously, a great experience for him. Knuckles, we were talking before the taping, so I'm going to give you the forum here and allow you to boast about Team USA winning the gold medal at the Olympics.
Well, listen, they got outplayed the second and third period. There were spurts. They had an opportunity to win the game with a 4-minute power play at the end. Canada had an opportunity to win the game at the end. They didn't. It went to 3-on-3, which is a crapshoot half the time. Now, I heard, everybody saying, oh, my God, we outplayed them. But they didn't beat them on the scoreboard. And it's the same thing the U.S. fans said in the 4 Nations when the U.S. outplayed Canada in 4 Nations, and Canada won. They won. It's crazy, this game. It's a crazy game. And sometimes you deserve to win and you don't win. And there's times, you don't deserve to win and you win. I'm not saying they didn't. They stuck with it. They did what they had to do. And they got great, superb goaltending, and not only the men, the women. It was awesome to see for USA Hockey. I mean, Canada's been number 1 for so long. And quite frankly, I'll tell you, it's a shame, and I'll say it, that the Russians aren't involved. They don't make political decisions, those players. They always say keep politics out of sports. I think things could have been different. The Russians are in there. They got some great players, great team. I feel bad for those guys. They're not Vladimir Putin. He's making those decisions. He's done what he's done. And it's unfortunate the players have to pay for that.
Yeah, politics and sports. Sorry, you looked like you had something you wanted to say there, Rick?
So I'm just saying, what an entertaining game, and to see that
Amazing hockey,
that type of energy and excitement, and it all comes down to missed opportunity and timely saves. Again, same old. You miss an opportunity, it's going to come back and bite you, and that's what ended up costing Canada. And full marks, as much as I hate to say it to those Americans, they got it done, and good for them. And let's move on.
Yeah, well, one game comes down to goaltending, and Binnington was good for Canada, but American goalie was better. That's the story at the end of the day. Anyway, that's it for this bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll have one more bonus episode coming up over the next couple of days, so you can look for that. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, Hockey Inside Out is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.